Hi, everyone. We're live. Welcome to April's group bounce with the Avanti community. Everyone's getting themselves situated. People are coming online. We were chatting it up a little bit before we hit the go live button. And I just want to introduce the community to you guys. Hi, Karen. Did this already happen? No, Karen, it's happening right now. We are live. This is it. You are in it. You have found it, and here it is. So we're just getting started. So you found us in perfect time, Karen. So, hey guys, I want to tell y'all. I want to congratulate all the January starters who are on day 97, 98, somewhere around there, and that includes our special guest, Sierra. Happy day 97. She's happy over there, showing us a little bit of happiness. And Colette, what day are you on?
I want to say it's 90 something. I'm not sure. But my day 100 would be like late April.
Oh, okay. Day 100 would be late April. Okay, so you're thinking you're in the 90s maybe, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, congratulations, Colette, and both of you guys for, being committed and staying committed to your own desires to do what you want to do with your body to help it have more oxygen, have more lymphatic flow, build muscle, build bone density, and to just feel overall a better sense of well-being. So that's what you get when you rebound. So I'm going to share. Today is a big day for me. It's day 160. I started around the end. Woohoo! I started around the end of October, and I've just been consistent. And one of our community members sent me this little tracker, so I get to track my progress and remind myself where I'm at. Just for those of you who don't know, we're about to jump in a second, but for those of you who don't know what we do in this community, we just support each other in our own personal wellness journey. Like, we learn from each other, we share with each other, we support each other when we want support, and when things are, challenging, we have a place to talk about it and to share with each other, and then we get to share our excitements and our wins and our achievements also with each other. So one of the things I like to do is pick a book that I'm interested in, and then I read it and review it on the channel. Last night I started, Colette, you might be interested in this. I started this book called The Fat Switch. And I've already read it back in like 2012, but it's been so long, and clearly I didn't get the message. I didn't get the memo. So I'm reading it again in order to see if it inspires me to turn on the fat switch. And so
is it about mindset?
No, it's about literally science. So what the first chapter that I just read last night is talking about how bears and other animals like pupa, caterpillars, how they know how they can max eat, and then they go through periods of hibernation or low food opportunities, and then their body has a set point that they just get fat for like a reason, and then they have a set point where their body goes back. So they're recognizing that there's a switch somewhere in our design, and maximizing and figuring out how to turn on and off that switch for a human is what they've kind of figured out. And a lot of it has to do with limiting your carb intake, which we all know is a part of that equation. Limiting your glucose that has to get utilized, because excess glucose records and registers and stores as fat in the body for future famine. So it's really like, for me, I'm hoping it's a motivation and an inspiration to make some change. So I'm just like, we're going to read the science again, and then I'm going to give the book away. Even though I have writings from 2012 in my notes, I've decided I'm going to start reading the books, and then I'm going to start passing them on in the community to others who might want the books because I don't need the library that I have, especially the fact that I've already read this. I'm reading it a second time. It's time to pass it on. So when I finish this book and document it on a video, I'm going to pass it on to whoever wants it. Hi, Sheila. Sheila just joined us, and Gladys is here. Congratulations to you all, girls. Finger
Is Sheila going to bounce too?
No, they're just here on the chat.
Oh, okay.
Sheila is my admin who likes to stay behind the scenes, and she likes to. She actually helps me when she welcomes people who come into the chat, and I always know they're in good hands when Sheila's on the chat with us. So we got Sheila, we got Karen, we got Gladys. Gladys in New York is here. So Gladys. Okay. So any comments or thoughts before we go get our little bounce on, guys? Anything?
Mm-mm.
No?
Congrats.
Okay, are we awake yet? I got up around 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I already did one little live. I drank a cup of coffee. Normally I don't drink coffee before my bounce, but I got up early, and I'll just do a little twirl. The dress this is my Pink Progress dress day too. It actually happens.
Oh my gosh. It is the pink dress.
Simultaneously. There's not much else. There's not much going on different. I think I feel the Easter candy that I ate last week. I feel like I feel it in my dress. So really the dress is a good measuring stick for staying on track. So it reminds me of, that it takes a lot to make a difference. And that's why I'm reading the book, because I'm hoping to flip my switch in my head to make bigger changes than I already am. All right. Anything for anybody before we get jumping? Because when I'm jumping, I can't see the camera. So anything for anybody?
I wanted to say hi to Sierra. I don't think I greeted her when I got on. Hi, Sierra.
Hi, honey. Hi.
Y'all are all having your coffee. I want to have
my gosh, yes.
Cheers, everyone.
The joy of life. But I'm not drinking Diet Coke.
What'd you say, Colette? Are you drinking Diet Coke?
So no, I had given up Diet Coke for 2.5 years. And then I said, I just miss it so much. So I started drinking it again. And then I remember I have bone pain in my legs. So I will get off of it again. I wake up feeling like bone pain in my lower legs. So I know that it's not good for me, but I needed proof again because I love it so much.
I heard it can leach, minerals from your bones. So maybe that's what's happening with it. Who knows?
Maybe, but anyway.
Yeah. But here's an active example of how we all support each other in whatever it is we're working on. This is just a generic community for support, motivation, and inspiration. Nobody tells you how to live or what you should do or what you shouldn't do. We all just kind of talk about what we're working on, and hopefully something in my life and y'all's lives will inspire you to continue to work towards living your best life. That's kind of the point of the channel. So before I say I'm heading on to my rebounder, I want to mention tomorrow night is a motivational meetup. We skipped last week because of Easter, and we're watching the masterclass on gut health. And Mike told me he was going to show up. So we might actually have a man join us. So we welcome all the men. The men can come and join us too, because men care about their health as well as women. So we're here. We're an all-inclusive group. We just got to be kind to each other. That's the only requirement. Okay, so I'm going to go get on my rebounder and we're going to start bouncing. All right. Alexa, give me a 1-minute timer.
1 minute, 7 minutes.
Alexa, give me a 5-minute timer.
Second timer, 5 minutes, 7 minutes.
Okay. So we were going to have Judy join us today. Judy is our 90-year-old participant from Georgia, but she texted me and she said she had a rough night and she didn't get much sleep. She's a very active woman, and she just said, I'm not going to be able to jump with y'all today because she didn't get much sleep last night. So we want to dedicate this jump to Judy and hope that she feels better and she gets a nice sleep in today and catches up on her rest and gives her body what her body needs. And we wish her well and all the best. We love having her in the community and on the channel. So, so let me talk a little bit about the book from last night. So, oh, there's your 1 minute timer. Alexa, stop. Before I move to the book, let me just tell anybody just seeing this for the first time, the reason that I do a 1 minute timer in the beginning is because I want people to realize that even if you only dedicated 1 minute of time to your lymphatic system in the morning, that's enough to make a difference to get your lymphatic system pumped, moving, and flushing out the dead cells. It's called autophagy, where the cells clean themselves out the night before. They put out the trash bags into the alleyways, and you moving the lymph fluid up and out can help take out the trash from the night before. Our bodies are in a cycle, a circadian rhythm, and when you learn what the rhythm is of your body's going to work more optimally for you. Okay, so that's why we do the 1 minute timer. And the reason we do 10 minutes is just because that was my personal commitment to myself back in October, was that I just wanted to do at least 10 minutes a day of lymphatic rebounding, which has helped me build muscle and bone density and ligaments and tendons and collagen. There's so many cellular things that happen when you get oxygen to the cells with a rebounder. So that's one of the reasons why we rebound, because it's a very effective form of activity and exercise, even if it's just a movement for the day. Okay, back to the book. So the first part of the book, he had a really big preface and a prologue, and then we got to chapter 1 finally. And I think the video is like 45 or 50 minutes, and the chapters are not going to be that long because the book is not that thick. But yesterday, the conversation was explaining the science behind all the animals, including whales, who eat all the food they need to eat when they're up in like Alaska, and then they're not going to eat that much all the way down to Baja, California. And so they build up a fat reserve, and then they use the energy later. They talked about the caterpillar who is going to stay inside of a pupa. The pupa is going to stay inside of a cocoon for a long time before it emerges as a butterfly. So it's not eating during that time when it's working. And of course, we all know about bears, how bears hibernate. They got to eat up their food to survive. And then they slow down their metabolism while they're sleeping. They're just basically talking about that there's all these switches out in nature that are able to turn off and turn on based on the needs of the body. And so where they're going with this and what they're getting at is that there is a switch inside our human bodies. When we eat more food than we utilize, then our body accumulates the excess energy for a famine or for a long hike, across country where you don't know if you're going to have food. It's a complete survival switch. Okay, Alexa, 5 more minutes. Alexa, 5 more minutes. So now we're on the downhill side of our bounce. That's how fast that it goes. I'm going to turn sideways and get my knees up. to give me a little bit more abdomen work in my stride. So that's basically like the first chapter is getting to the point where we realize that there's a switch in the body. And the rest of the chapters are going to talk about the science and the science that they've done with rats and how they learned how to turn on the switch in rats. And so it's going to talk about how when to limit your carbs. And I think this is what happens when people go on keto and when people go on carnivore and they really limit their intake of fat, glucose and vegetables. The body switches the switch and starts utilizing the fat for glucose. So it's just a way to use your storage. So I don't know. I mean, there's a whole conversation around the carnivore diet. Maybe if you just did it temporarily, you could use up your storage. I was having a conversation with a friend about the pros and cons of the Ozempic and the Manjaro and all that, because Oprah did a special on it. And, I just really don't want to use medication in that way. However, my goodness, if it's just a temporary thing that helps you lose all the excess that you've added to your body over the years, that you're just waiting for a famine or you're waiting for a time when you can't have access to food so your body can survive. I don't know, maybe. These are just thoughts and questions that go through my conversations in my head about making changes. So it's hard. It's not easy when you want to enjoy some of the things life has. I mean, I just wonder if you just overeat extra food, you're always going to be storing. So you really got to get a handle. I mean, I think I'm talking to myself. I really want to just get a handle on why do I want to eat the excess? That's kind of where my mind is at. And the friend that I was talking to, we kind of agreed, like, you're not going to solve the problem until you figure out why are you over consuming in the first place. So that's something that I've always been mindful of, that I need to get a handle on, because even when you use, people could do their stomach stapling or whatever tools they use to lose weight in the short run. If they don't solve the problem and the root cause, then they just get back to where they were. So hopefully in this group, we can have certain people who want to have that focus of weight loss, can support each other in figuring out maybe where that switch is inside of them. Maybe the switch is in your head and not necessarily a biological switch, although the book is talking about a biological switch. So these are some of the conversations and things that we talk about on the Launching Wellness podcast and YouTube channel, hoping to motivate and inspire those of like mind who are also working on themselves in a way, having that conversation with themselves. Maybe your friends and family aren't in the same place you are, but you want a community that understands you, that is like you, that is like-minded, where you can feel like part of the community instead of you can feeling alone in your own journey. That's why I created the channel. So anyway, I'm going to ask Alexa, how many more minutes? Alexa, how many more minutes? All right, less than 10 seconds, guys. We're cats on the cover. I think my cough is getting better. Alexa, stop. All right, I'm going to do my little 30 seconds. 14, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Last off. It's over, guys. Yay. I thought that was tough today. That's unusual. So, oh goodness, guys. How are y'all? How are you jumpers doing? Sierra, how are you liking your
Delightful.
bar?
I like it.
Sierra and I
it.
have the same rebounder. Does it take up a lot of space when you add the bar?
Yeah, but I think you get accustomed to it. It does. I mean, it feels like you're cut off a little bit from the bouncer or the mat, but it's okay. I mean, you get used to it. You could take off the top portion. I was adjusting it this morning. I don't know if you guys saw that little hiccup, but I was adjusting it this morning to see how it would feel if I would put it down a little bit more. But you could take this top portion off and have a little bit more mat room. But it's fine.
Yes.
I do
So
lean
like
on
just
it
shorter?
often. Yeah, I do lean on it often.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
like
cool.
when I'm super lazy. Can you hear me still?
Yeah.
Okay, when I'm super lazy, I'll just go like this. And I don't want
And
to
do
do
the
anything.
jumbo walk, right?
Huh? Is it the Jamba walk? Is this what? I don't watch any of those people that you guys do.
The jumbo walk is you're focusing. I don't know, can you see my feet? I can't tell.
Yeah, we can.
You're pressing really down, like you're trying to reach the floor. And you can do it slow,
Yeah.
but you're like in a semi squat, or you can go fast, like a belly dance, like a shimmy when you belly dance.
Oh yeah.
And you can do a good shimmy on this
Oh
too. You
yeah.
want to put on like some, like belly dancing music,
Have
and
you
then you
guys
can do like a. I haven't
really
done this in a
taken
long time,
belly
but anyway, you can dance
dance?
on this thing,
I love belly dancing. Yeah, Jamba dance is awesome then. Whatever that is. That's what it feels good.
It feels good. It gets the stress out.
Awesome. Hey, Colette, what else have you learned? What other moves do you do? Because everyone's always seeing me, but let's learn from y'all.
Well, can I just piggyback off the bar?
Yeah.
I'm going to piggyback off the bar. One of the things that's great about the bar, for me, some people say they have back pain after rebounding, but I have it because I stand so much, right? So one of the things that the bar is really great for is if you can go into a deep squat. I don't know if this will show.
Yeah, we can see you.
You go into a deep squat, and this can kind of aid. So I'm 58, so it can kind of aid. You can kind of hold yourself and balance. And if you can wait like a minute, you can feel all the stretch come up. And then as you slowly, you feel the pull in your shins. And you can feel the pull, and as the joints are opening, and just give it a moment. And just, like you can actually be here for, I would say, like even, I don't know, as long as you like it to feel, because the more you stay here, the more you can feel it kind of pulling, and you're pulling up your spine, like opening your spine. And then the bar is really great if you need to like push off the floor and hold on. And I've seen a lot of people, there's a whole thing on YouTube that shows stretches with the bar.
Have you guys seen the bands with the bar or with the rebounder?
I have, and I have some. I haven't incorporated it yet because I have some 5-pound weight here. So that workout I was doing was real heavily weight influenced. So I have some 5 pounds here, and then I have, if you want to, just from watching David, I'll have some chickens are 2 pounds. And as you do the side to side or the twist, you can hold your arms out like this.
Yep.
Or you can do gentle presses. You can do your triceps. You can do triceps this way, like just holding it while you bounce. One core exercise that I learned in the other place where we worked out, and this was out being on a rebounder, is, believe it or not, holding a weight in front of you like this.
Oh, Colette, can you hear us?
Uh-huh.
Wait, hold on.
I can hear.
Yeah. Okay. So you popped off. Okay, go ahead. I'm hear you.
So anyway, if you have a weight, it doesn't have to be a weight. It could be, I don't know, people have alternatives to their weights. You know, they use some kind of alternative, like filled up water jug or something. But if you hold it in front of you, that's working your abs. You
What?
could incorporate a few moments of this, like you could count to 20, let's say. And I know that
Working your abs?
Sierra was doing this the whole time, right, Sierra?
Well, some of the time, but yeah.
Were you jogging the whole time?
No.
Oh,
The
that's
whole time.
intense.
So did you say
Yeah,
that the weight
try
out
and
here?
even if you want without bouncing, just try holding it in front of you.
I wonder if
But you
we're
kind
gonna-
of have to zip it up. Feel it. Do you feel it? You feel it in
Yeah.
your abs?
Yeah, and I've been watching a lot of videos where they talk about the smaller weights actually are having more of an impact on the muscle than using heavy weights. Have you heard that?
Well, I think it just depends. Like, don't start too heavy. If you're, you don't want to be. You want to be able to move the next day.
Right. This is just 3 pounds.
Dave Hall, he talks about not use. So Dave Hall says he doesn't believe in using weights at all on the rebounder. He says you can create it by creating what does he call it? I forget what that exercise is called.
Like pressure points or meridian points.
He wants you to create your own resistance. Isometric, that's the word I was looking for. He expects you, he wants you to, like, if you want to work your biceps, he wants you to hold one hand and push down on this arm and try to pull up. And that's how he wants you to work your biceps. He wants you to work your bicep like this. Like I'm pushing down with this hand and I'm pushing up on this one. And he wants you to work your biceps like alternating like that. And then he talks about alternating like that. He wants you pulling, like, if you're trying to pull this apart, do your, I guess this is your rhomboid and your trapezius, hold up like this, and I'm pulling away. That's how he encourages to do the upper body. And then, of course, he loves this move for your lungs. You go, ha, ha, ha. He goes faster, but I can't go as fast as he is.
Go back.
Colette, will you be my training reporter who comes on and shows us how to do stuff? We can fulfill your desire to your childhood wish.
No, but it is totally fun. It is totally. I have a confession to make. I've been going down the rabbit hole. I don't know, probably nobody's been watching this, but I have anyway, watching the stuff going on about Hollywood. I'll just leave it like that. So I've been watching all the YouTube reporting, and it's very dark. And then I'm thinking to myself, I got to stop. So it's like rebounding helps break that out. Y'all know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know. I don't want to
YouTube.
mention it on my channel either, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's very dark. But I think that's the problem with us as humans. We love to watch. I know. So let me backtrack for a minute. I know Lydia's all about joy and light, which is great.
Right. So
So
speak from I. Say I like, not we. I like this and I like that.
Oh, okay.
Right. So continue. So you're saying you like what? What do you like?
Oh, so well, I was saying as a nation, when you talk about reporting, people like shock. And I guess that's why I'm attracted to it. It's like a guilty pleasure. Instead of watching a movie, watching the breakdown of this go on. So anyway, that's just a little insight. So rebounding is good because it helps you. And then I have to turn this off. I need to get outside. Going out. If you feel bad, just get outside in the sunlight or the rain or whatever. It doesn't matter. Just get outside.
Yeah.
Don't stay inside.
Colette's good at riding her bike. You like to get out and ride your bike for miles and miles.
And I think it goes back to prehistoric because I listened to Andrew Huberman and he says, when people feel trapped, have you ever noticed how farm animals or pasture animals, like roaming animals, any animals with 4 legs, they can witness something and it not really affect them. And they think research is showing it's because they're moving through space and their eyes moving right and left. So I work in a condensed room with a lot of stuff going on. And I think that is our prehistoric movement. Like if you ever feel stressed and you're in an office, get out. It doesn't even matter. Andrew Huberman, he studies the eyes, and he said, if you can go to a hallway or you can go to a window, and as you're moving through space, you have to literally walk and move your eyes right and left, and you can help shake that off. And they said there's something with animal, and we're an animal actually, but that we can get rid of maybe what we've witnessed or what we've seen or something. So maybe that's why cycling helps me, because I'm moving through space, looking left and right, being in nature. I can't walk that well because my hips hurt, but anyway.
Sierra's demonstrating for us. Sierra, how do you move your eyes left and right?
Yeah, there's research. Andrew, I love listening to Andrew Huberman. And then he says, if you don't, okay, one more thing since I'm on a roll. If you feel like not doing something, if you don't want to do something, research has shown if you look up, something about looking up for an amount of time and think about what you want to do, you'll be more likely to get up and do it. I don't know. It's research with our eye. Our eyes are so powerful.
I love all the research you're doing. You're going to have to come on and do your episode of the Avanti Wellness community introduction, so we can get to know Colette better and all the research.
No, that's Andrew Huberman. That's his podcast.
But you're
I love
information
him.
from that you've learned over to people. Like I love Andrew Huberman, but I don't have time to watch that.
Did you hear the bad stuff about him?
No.
The gossip. He's so handsome, right? I don't know if people know who he is. Very handsome.
Yeah.
And he's going out with 3 women at the same time, and they're upset.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising if we're realistic. I mean, they should probably know that that's probably going to happen.
But that's not what he preaches about. He's just talking about, he's a neuroscientist specializing in the eye at Stanford.
Yeah.
So he's not like he's trying to talk about ethics or anything.
Right. And actually, I've heard some dating channels recommend that you date several people so you can figure out which one you want. So, I mean, it's just different strokes for different folks, right?
Yeah, he doesn't
You're
really
not
talk.
banging everybody.
What's that?
Said as long as friends, just friends.
Anyway, well, clearly the girls that are dating him, if they know about it, they're choosing it. So
they didn't know. That was the thing.
Okay. Well, did they leave him afterwards? Then
I don't know, because I think it's shut down. I don't know how to find that rabbit hole. But I love him so much. I mean, he's tatted. He always wears shirts, but he's tatted like from here up to his neck, because he was a skateboarder when he was young.
Okay.
Interesting.
Do you like tattoos?
But he's kind of he's a nerd bad boy, which is my cup of tea.
All right. Now we see the interest. He's scientific.
Science. And what would be the third thing?
And get good looks. And guess what? You're available, right?
Oh, he's only 41 or something.
What?
Oh?
Yeah, he's 40 something.
Oh?
Don't let an age block you from your best potential.
I had friends in San Jose, and I used to cycle around Stanford when I went out there. It's very pretty out there.
You should just
wait, hold on. Sierra's trying to say something, but your volume is so low.
I'm trying to call in Andrew Huberman. Hey, Andrew, if you're watching Colette Single, this is what I'm doing.
And she's scientific. She has a career in the sciences for many, many years.
And he loved his bulldog. Forgot what his bulldog's name was.
And you like dogs too. You have lots of dogs.
Yeah, he would always preface his bulldog. He'd always reference his bulldog. But anyway, so anyway. Well, thanks for having me.
To each his own. Thank you guys for hanging out this morning for the group bounce. It's always great to see y'all. I'm glad that y'all are on so many days under your belt of your own bouncing, and that you were willing to come on and inspire others who are going to see this video for months and months in the future. So Sierra, do you have anything you want to tell us about? How about, what are you doing on your channel before we leave? What's your channel people can go find you on?
Oh, well, I haven't been keeping up with it. I'm only posting like once a week, but I'm so busy right now. But it's Sierra Soul Bazaar. And yeah, I read a book. I have my own book that I like to read. I've only done the one. And then I do other stuff. So
Awesome.
yeah, but
And she rebounds. She rebounds and introduces
do.
everyone to the Avanti Wellness community
I
through
do.
her
Check
rebounding.
in.
So we
I do the
appreciate that.
check-in. Yeah.
Well, y'all are doing great. It's great to have y'all in the community. Gosh, we're going on 4 months together, guys.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
That's
It's like a
true.
serious relationship now.
That's true. I started January 7th.
Okay. Yeah. Well, you're
I thought
going
she's
to
like a
hit
week behind.
you're
I'm
going to hit 100 in a week, not in the end of April. You're going to hit 100 in 7 days.
100 is April 16th. So it looks like I'm day, let's see, Thursday would be 88, 89, 90. I'm day 90 today, exactly.
Okay. So 10 days. That's what I was thinking, because everyone else is on day 97. So you're just 3 days behind everyone else who started on January 1.
Yeah, if there's beginners out there, or even if you're kind of advanced, then I would just encourage like holding that weight, just try holding the weight. I don't know how to show, like in front of you, like that with 2 hands, and see if you can feel it in your abs. Yeah, like that for a couple of and baby bounce with it. Just to see, but remember to zip up do y'all listen to, what's his name? Joe Dispenza.
Yeah.
Have you heard his meditation where he talks about you take a breath and you zip it up? Have y'all heard that meditation that he does?
Yeah.
So zip it up and then hold your so that you're supporting your core.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we'll zip it up and support our core and keep bouncing, y'all. I can't imagine. I hope I'm able to sustain this for the next 160 days, and I'll be well into close to the end of the year by then. So who wants to go for the next 100 together?
Yeah,
Do it.
absolutely. I have a confession to make.
Yes.
I want to buy a jump sport. I know.
And when you do, I encourage you to do that, because I want to come over to your house and try it out.
I want to buy the big bad boy jump sport just to I feel like it's like I always like to be happy with what I have, but when you love something like a guitar, you can't just have one guitar. I have more than one guitar. Just like so. Anyway, it's like the price of some really nice earrings. So I guess that's what I'm trying to.
I know you like the best of the best. Why don't you just buy the Bellicon?
No. Okay. So all the reviews say that the jump sport is supreme over the Bellicon.
Okay.
For the cost.
Good.
The mat is supreme, and it gives a beautiful bounce.
Hey, I would listen to Sierra, because and Judy both said that there's a different kind of bounce with both of them. So that you get, there's a little bit of a different experience. So it wouldn't probably hurt to have 2 kinds, right, Sierra?
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
If we have time, Sierra, can you tell me what you noticed? You had an acorn, right?
And a what?
What was the name of your one before?
I think it's an acorn, but
I actually don't. Mine, I can't even remember the name of it. It's in the living room now, but it was it was $140 something off of Amazon, but I love the mat space.
Yeah,
there was a lot of space, but I'll go out there and I'm talking to the boys, and I'll get on it. It's just, you don't really feel any kind of bounce. It's more just like you sink in, and it's not as much fun, that's for sure.
Oh, really?
I haven't noticed a difference in any kind of, like I was tracking on the Fitbit, if there were going to be any kind of differences as far as like calorie burn or whatever, because it seems like you're working harder on the bungee, but there's no calorie difference.
So what I heard is that the bungees give you more of a cardiac workout, because your I don't know, it's more cardiovascular. But if you want for lymph, the Cellucizer is really made for lymph.
Well, and that's what Judy was talking about. She said that they're two totally different workouts, and she likes both of them.
Yeah.
Right now, you've had your Cellucitors for a while,
Yeah.
but I'm like loving this right now.
Yeah.
So I'll
And
probably
she
go back and
has
forth
what I
between.
have, which is a Needak. And
Yeah.
I'll put a link in the description later for the Needak that we have.
Yeah, the Needak people are so kind.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, apparently the Needak was created by the father of rebounding. And guess who used to work at Needak? Dave Hall. He worked at Needak.
He did talk about something Sheila might know. He talked about he had some troubles where he nearly lost his business a few years ago. Sheila probably knows about what happened. I don't know what happened. Maybe he had a lawsuit.
Spill the tea.
Spill the tea. She does more research than me. She knows a lot.
Well, I will say that Colette brought her Cellucizer over and we put it side by side. And I was like, that's weird. How can a product look exactly the same with a different name? And I thought it was just white labeled, like maybe Needak made in the USA, the Cellucizer, and they just changed the name for marketing because that happens with mascara and products all the time. And then I found out that he used to work for Needak, and then he sent the product over to another country. And you know what I heard him say the other day is that he's having a hard time getting these special springs created. So he's getting low on his inventory because the Taiwan or wherever he has this manufactured doesn't want to use these steel springs that make the product like the Needak so safe and good for your joints. So at least he's keeping his quality levels on par so he can continue to provide a superior product.
Did he say why they don't want to do it?
He says he has these are very heavy steel, strong, absorbing springs, and they're fat here in the middle and then they go down. So if your rebounder doesn't have the graduated spring, then you don't want to buy it. But this is steel, and so they don't want to use, the highest quality products that are out there. And so he's holding off till they're willing to do it. That's how I interpreted what he was talking about the other day. He just said his inventory, we lost Colette, his inventory is low and that there might be some supply chain issues coming up. But what I want to say is the Needak that was created first is about $200 to $300, maybe even $400 cheaper than the made in the USA product is cheaper than a Taiwan based product. So
it's the first. It's the patriarch. It's the very first rebounder, right?
Yeah, it was, and the science that was done to help cultivate the best quality to your body. But the cool thing is anyone who has a Cellucizer has a good quality product too. It's just that they pay more for it. So if you want to go back to an original for $300 cheaper, you can use my link in the description, and that'll get you a $300 cheaper, high quality product. So anyway, that's new. That's new information. So
did y'all hear me squeaking? I could hear it.
I was squeaking too. So I do need to put oil on mine.
I just got mine and it squeaks.
I need to put oil on mine too.
But I like to hear the how fast I'm going. Like it helps. It helps
keep the beat.
In my mind anyway. Yeah.
And the beat goes on. Okay. So it's great to see you guys. Let's wrap it up. Thank you, Sheila. Let's see. Sheila says his springs end up breaking the mold. Oh, I think she's talking about his springs are breaking the manufacturer's mold for creating the springs because they're high quality products.
Because they're so strong, maybe.
Yeah. Well, so if you need another option that's $300 cheaper, you can use my link in the description.
Go to the description.
Help support the channel. Anyway, guys, it's great to see you all. We're having fun. Thank you for joining us today and your willingness to come and be fun on the channel for other people to see that we've got Colette and we've got Sierra, we've got Sheila, we got Karen and Judy and lots of fun people in the community. So y'all, let's say goodbye. Y'all have a nice weekend, everyone. Thanks for bouncing, and just keep bouncing. But before you go, don't forget to be the joy you wish to see in the world. Bye.
Bye.